live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hello, hello, hello.
I am Jarrett, the football genius Burgess.
And I am Stephanie Fitzpatrick, aka the Advantage Coach.
And this is episode 183 of the Field to the Real podcast.
Creeping along.
It's coming up fast. We said last week that we would probably have a conversation about when those dates would be that we would, take off so we can get an idea of exactly when episode 200 would be.
Yes.
So
because we need to get invites out. Like, it's a whole party. It ain't even, it's an event. This is not this ain't just we gonna get on here and do a show. No, this is an event.
Right. Yeah. So we trying to get it all planned out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that'll probably happen like late March, early April, based off
that's what we hoping anyway. Yeah. Huh? That's what we hoping anyway.
Huh?
That's what we're hoping for.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get this in. So we'll get it up. There will be, okay. So let's give ourselves an accountability deadline.
Mm-hmm.
And we're saying this publicly, so we got to do it.
Right.
So we're going to have the details of when the 200th episode will be by right before we go to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving, yeah.
Thanksgiving, we'll have, so that's 2 weeks pretty much.
Yeah.
That we have to get.
To iron that out.
Iron out the actual date that we will do the 200th show.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can just work our way. Then we'll hold ourselves accountable to the next thing.
Yeah.
Publicly.
Right.
Yep. I'm here for it. All right. Y'all heard it here first. Before Thanksgiving, you will know what date that 200th episode event will take place.
All right. We said it.
We said it.
Hold us accountable.
Let's do it. Ask us. If you don't hear it, we didn't say anything, ask. So, yeah. All right. Let's go.
All right. Hey, let's jump right into this Who's Really Right. I feel like we've had this Who's Really Right, or at least we've made this a topic every year since we've started this podcast. And that's because what we're seeing is like Alabama not being as dominant as we've seen them be in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this week, our Who's Really Right is the Alabama football dynasty over? And Steph, for this one, I'm going to let you go first. You already know it. So, without further ado,
okay.
What side of this are you on, Steph?
Well, no, this is, and I am taking because I do have a bias, because I am a Georgia fan.
Yes.
Just is what it is. But I'm taking my bias out of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
To just literally look at the facts.
Yeah.
And the facts that are in front of us are, you're still recruiting some of the top people in the country to your program, but you are not producing at that top tier level. I've seen the decline over the last couple of years. It's about 2019 when they lost 2 games. The last time they lost 2 games, which was 2019, is when I started to be like, And then when you add that there's so much more parity in the portal, it makes things a little more difficult to stay on top.
Yeah.
For any team, honestly, but definitely for the number of years that Alabama has been the top dog, no pun intended, in the college football realm, it's tough to stay there when other people are making things look real good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
other programs are all, and then these kids are starting to look for something more than just that thing, right? Like what, so unless they're keeping up with the trend, so to speak, of what's happening, you can't just rest your laurels on We Alabama.
Right. Yeah.
I can go to Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What is that? What does
I
that
go
mean?
to Tennessee.
I
Yeah.
go to Kentucky.
Right.
Like it's the parity that's happening in college football is making it hard for them to just be able to rest on that. And even though you're still getting top recruits, you might not be getting what you need. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like for instance, running backs.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't had a good one. I mean, no knock on who they got, but they ain't had a good one in like 2 years.
Nah, this kid they got now, he's serious. Now, maybe he didn't play well last night, and I didn't see that. But him, the kid that's with the Steelers right now,
that's the Najee Harris.
Najee Harris, yeah. When did he come out?
One that I would really be like, okay.
When did he come out?
Who, Najee?
Najee Harris, yeah.
3 years ago?
Oh, it's been that long. Okay. I see. Okay.
Maybe 3 years, because I think this is his third. I want to say this is his third year in the league. If it's not, it's his second. But either way, no, I think it's his third. But either way, I'm just saying, like, they just have not had what it looks like. What it looks like. I mean, you talking about Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, like Mark, like they don't have
Mark
like
Ingram.
Yeah. They haven't had any of that since those guys left.
Yeah.
And so, that's just one position. I'm just saying, like, even defense looks a little suspect. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, it is just, so my answer to the question is, I do believe we are seeing I don't want to say it's over, but I want to say we're seeing the decline.
Okay.
Of not only Alabama, but some other teams. I know that's not what we're talking about, but I literally just said this, like, is Mercury in retrograde? Because in the NFL, all the teams that was dominating, all of them suck. I'm like, what's happening? Like, you know, like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's feels like everything is kind of flipped.
Clemson got drugged yesterday. I'm like, what is
by Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Shout out to Notre Dame and the head coach.
Yeah, you know I love it. I'm here for it, right? So, but yeah, I was but to that point, just saying, yeah, it's hard. It's like the song says, it's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard to stay on top.
Oh man,
it's hard to stay on top, and yeah. So, and I know this is one of the reasons why Nick Saban was so like
that's exactly
vocal about the transfer portal and NIL and all of that kind of stuff. And so that in itself could be keeping you from getting people because they know how you feel.
Right. And you've essentially, or NIL has essentially leveled the playing field. Exactly. So I think we will start to see more parity. But I think that there are just traditional football powers like Georgia, like Alabama, like I don't want to say Clemson because I don't feel like Clemson is traditionally a football power.
Ohio State.
I think they're going to always be around in the conversation. And so I think the part of this question that I guess we would have to constitute is like, what is a dynasty look like in college football, right? Because we talk about, you know, we talk about the Patriots being a dynasty in the NFL because they won so many, you know, Super Bowls out of, you know, that time frame that Tom Brady was there. They didn't win it every year.
No.
And if I think about Alabama football in that way, then I would say that no, the dynasty isn't over. I think that they do have to have a moment of retooling where they lose great players every year and they have to retool. And so sometimes there is going to be a bit of a drop off. But I think that
Yeah.
as long as Nick Saban is in Alabama, they're going to always be dynastic.
I'm here for that word right there. I got to figure out how I'm going to use that word somewhere. Dynastic. Big word, Jarrett.
Oh, Lord.
On it, I tell y'all. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, no, I'm here for it, though. But yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so you didn't see the game last night. So I was cracking up laughing to somebody's chagrin.
Yeah.
About the facial expressions that Nick Saban was making.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like he's perplexed about what to do. Like, what is going on and how do I fix it? It's literally, and I've never, ever seen Nick Saban anything other than on 10 fussing at somebody or calm as a cucumber.
Right.
So I don't really know what that face was last night. It was a perplexed look. Kind of the same one that the mad scientist had what was that? Not last, when did he have Cam Newton? That year he had Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That perplexed look that stayed on his face, like, what is happening? It's that same look that I'm seeing on Nick Saban's face. And we see what's happened to the Patriots.
Yeah. I mean, they're around, but it's like they aren't what they used to be. They're not the dynasty. No.
That's not. Yeah, they're hanging around in that little middle section now. But I mean, you were dominating like nobody had a chance for a number of years. The same way Alabama dominates. And it's very few times that somebody, I mean, it might happen every once in a while, right? But when's the last time you know Alabama not going to make it to the playoffs?
Well, I think it's been some years where they shouldn't have made it and they made it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's honestly in some of those years where I don't think they should have made it, they ended up winning the championship. You know, because they got 2 losses. But they got 2 losses now, and
I don't think they're gonna get them. Because they're not even gonna get to play for the SEC championship.
Well, it's been I want to say the last time they won it, they didn't play for the SEC championship. You remember when
they gotta be in the playoffs though, don't they?
No. You remember the year that Georgia beat them in the SEC championship and they end up falling to number 4.
Okay.
And they ended up beating Georgia in the national championship.
Right.
They didn't
but they were number 4.
Right, but they lost in the championship. Oh no, they lost in the championship.
They didn't make it. They don't make it to the championship. How do you get to the?
No, it was a year that they didn't make it though.
If you don't make it to the SEC championship,
I don't think that you should be able. And that was my beef with that year. And I'm thinking about a different year because I think that was kind of that flip flop thing. The same thing happened last year, where Georgia lost to Alabama in the SEC championship and then beat them in the national championship.
Yeah. But the way they
those years, they didn't make it to the playoffs.
Alabama not even gonna get no shot. They're number 3 in the West right now.
Who are they behind?
Obviously, LSU is number 1.
Right.
Mississippi State.
Mississippi's. Oh yeah, that ain't gonna get it for them.
So they like number 3 in the West right now. So. And then I don't even know what they dropped down to in the CFP because if you're not in the top 6, you can hang it out.
Right. All right.
And they were at number 6 when they lost.
So this is the thing that'll be able to help them, right?
Yeah.
So you're right. They're 3rd in the SEC West right now. If they beat Ole Miss, because I believe Ole Miss is number 2 behind LSU. If they beat Ole Miss,
they already played Ole Miss. No,
they play Ole Miss on the 12th.
Yep, that's who they play. That's right.
So if they beat Ole Miss, they're not gonna get it by beating Austin Peay
or Auburn. Nope.
But if they beat Ole Miss, and we just see a bunch of confusion at the top because we know that, Tennessee already lost to
To Georgia.
To Georgia. So they're going to take one step back.
I think they'll end
up.
They're going to be probably at like number 6.
Probably so, because Ohio State and Michigan are on a collision course.
Yeah.
And they're in the same division, so they can't play each other in the
playoffs. Right.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. There's a scenario where I think that it can open up, where these teams beat each other up so much that this win against Ole Miss would slide them up close enough to kind of be in the mix.
I don't know, because TCU still in the mix.
Yeah.
Michigan still in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon still in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got 2 losses. We talking TCU is still undefeated.
Right.
Now, I don't know how you. I don't know.
So I've seen the committee.
Oh, they'll make what they want to happen.
They'll justify a 2-loss Alabama team over a 1-loss TCU.
Or Oregon's got 1 loss. TCU is undefeated.
Yes.
Oregon has 1 loss.
Mm-hmm.
To Georgia.
Right.
So
and that's the thing. Oregon and somebody else, their only loss, Oregon and Tennessee, their only losses to Georgia, who will eventually be the number 1 team in the country after the CFP rankings come out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, y'all let us know who's really right. We didn't veered all the way.
I'm sorry, we be veering. Listen,
listen. When we get to talking football,
y'all, we can have this conversation. Yeah, we sorry.
Right. Y'all let us know who's really right. Do you think the Alabama dynasty is over? Stephanie says, maybe not over, but it's on a decline. I think that this is just kind of a retooling year, and they're going to always be somewhere around the top.
Okay.
Dynastic.
Dynastic. That's the word.
That's the word of the day.
I'm write it down because I don't want to forget. I have to figure out where I can use it.
Yeah. All right. Y'all let us know who's really right.
Yeah. Put the cameras on me. 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 Put the cameras on me.